Yet another video about Terra Luna and UST. Let's do a comprehensive breakdown and explain exactly what is happening and what could the brand new proposal do to potentially save the project and help some of the holders. On April 5th, 2020, Terra Luna was trading at an all-time high of approximately $118. On May 4th, 2022, Terra Luna dumped approximately 99%, is 0.0001975 US dollars. The dump started on May 4th and ended May 11th. And yes, I was invested. I created a moon bag, but it still hurts to have my bag down 99%. However, I never got involved with UST or used Anchor Protocol. I generally like to stick to centralized platforms for my capital, especially my stablecoins. But anyways, we saw UST depeg. UST is a Terra Luna stablecoin. Well, it's part of their ecosystem. And it dumped approximately 98.3% to 4 cents. This occurred on May 13th and didn't help any of the issues with the project. Also, I want to stop and say my condolences for anybody who lost money or who was impacted by this. It's an absolute tragedy that happened. And this event is going to have very serious repercussions for the entire crypto industry. We saw UK coming in wanting to attack stablecoins. We already know the SEC is attacking stablecoins, and they're going to be pushing a lot of tight regulation coming soon. But now there's a plan of action to save UST Terra Luna. But before we talk about this, it's also important to note that Terra Luna's legal team has quit. And to be honest, I don't really blame them. They're probably scared as to what's going to happen, as Do Kwon is being called in to appear in court where he's at. People are trying to break into his house. There's all kinds of crazy things happening, and a lot of people don't want to be associated with the project. However, the team does still have a moral obligation to support the project. That's my personal opinion, though. And this is also why it's immensely important to have a PR team anytime you're doing anything important in crypto, because Do Kwon has said a lot of really ridiculous things in the past. Some of his tweets are absolutely cringe. But let's talk about this proposal and what it could do. It is called the Terra Ecosystem Revival Plan 2, and CZ even tweeted about it. So who knows his involvement in the plan? But basically, they want to fork the current chain, which, is that really going to help? They want to create a new one called Terra Classic /LUNC. And those who stake the current Luna, soon to be Luna Classic, holders, residual UST holders, and app devs will be airdropped the new Luna token. It's going to be announced on 5/18, which is tomorrow. And the distribution goes as follows: 35% to all wallets holding current Luna at the time of the attack. This is going to be done via snapshot, which is a common practice when people are airdropping tokens. They basically take a picture of what you're holding in your wallet and then determine what you get. Another 25% to all UST holders, 25% to the community pool, 10% to Luna holders. For the 10% to all Luna holders, I'm not exactly sure how that is going to work. Are they going to take a snapshot of those holding on centralized exchanges? I'm not 100% sure. But they're also going to be giving 4% to essential devs at Terra and another 1% to all other devs. So it doesn't say about team members or marketing or PR or legal efforts. So I'm assuming that the team holds quite a bit of Luna in order for them to receive this airdrop. But I guess it's kind of good because a lot of this is going back to the community. But UST will be removed. And I guess that's saying they're not going to have a stablecoin anymore. I could be wrong. Please correct me on that. But it doesn't really seem like a good idea to have a stablecoin that is algo backed, because we've seen how insane volatility can be, especially one kind of backed by a volatile asset. Next, 1 billion tokens distributed across the ecosystem, and the current chain to be upgraded and forked to new Luna Classic. Currently, the circulating supply and total supply of Terra Luna is at about 11 billion tokens. And it doesn't sound like they're burning anything. Generally, when you have a very, very high supply of a token, the cost is not going to appreciate. And that simply means numbers not necessarily going to go up, because the more tokens you have, the larger market cap you have. And I'm going to use Bitcoin as a comparison. Bitcoin has a max supply of approximately 21 million Bitcoins. That amount has since been lowered because of human error and other issues, hacking, etc., lost wallets, whatever. So you have a project, Bitcoin, that is a very, very low supply. Therefore, people are generally wanting to buy it, because if there's a lot of scarcity, that means the value could potentially increase. There's generally an inverse relationship between supply and demand. And that's what we see with Bitcoin. But as far as Terra Luna or Luna Classic goes, I think a better idea would be burning tokens and then maybe forking it. I'm not exactly sure. But having such a large supply makes me worried. Anytime I invest in a project with a very, very large supply, I think about market cap. And even though Terra Luna is trading at approximately 8 cents today, still makes me a little bit nervous. I don't necessarily think it can even go back to $1 at this point. We look at projects like Shiba Inu, for example. Shiba Inu has a total supply of about 549 trillion. People are screaming for it to go to $1. Yes, I know there's a discrepancy between that example when we're talking about Terra Luna versus Shiba Inu because we're talking about trillions versus billions. But it's also important to note this piece of information. There are approximately 256,000 anchor wallets. The top 1,000 anchor wallets own 82% of all UST, and the poorest wallet in this top 1,000 has 955,000 UST. And I also know a lot of the community members want a burn, they do not want a fork. Either way, I hope this ends well for holders and the bottom holders only. The only reason why I say bottom holders is because we have a lot of shady activity happening behind the scenes. And you all know I am for the underdogs. Sending y'all love and light. I hope this helped.